Dak Prescott worth it? And by it, I mean $60 million per year, if not way more, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, as he said on ESPN Radio the other day. I'm Harrison Graham. Welcome into our brand new show here at Chat Sports. It's called For Verts, NFL and college football show. And I wanted to talk about Dak and the Cowboys today because it's been quite the offseason for Dallas. They still haven't paid Dak Prescott. They still haven't paid CeeDee Lamb. They still haven't paid Micah Parsons. Now we're going to focus on Dak, but this of course comes on the heels of Jerry Jones after their playoff shortcomings last year saying, we're going to go all in 2024. They haven't really done anything to indicate that in terms of player acquisition, player transaction, extensions, etc. Mike McCarthy is on the final year of his coaching contract. Dak Prescott is in the final year of his contract. He's due for an extension. And Adam Schefter thinks he's going to get $60 million per year, if not way more. And I think that's what gets us to this topic from Dallas's standpoint. Is he worth $60 million? Well, let's just kind of look at what Dak Prescott has been, what he has done. You look at his win-loss resume, he's been a very good NFL quarterback, and at times great. Well above 500 as a starter, 3 straight 12-win seasons, several playoff appearances. The problem is, in the postseason, he hasn't gotten the job done, and outside of his rookie year when they almost had an awesome comeback against the Packers, they haven't really sniffed an NFC championship game. They've either lost in the wild card round or the divisional round, and every year they've made the playoffs with him as the quarterback. And with him 30-ish years old now, about to reset the market, if you're Dallas, what do you do? And the way they've operated this offseason would tell me they don't know what they want to do. And that is where you get in trouble as an organization. If you don't have conviction in what you want to do, especially at the quarterback position, and look, maybe they do. Maybe they've planned to either let Dak walk after this year if they don't reach the NFC Championship game, or maybe they are going to pay him and it just hasn't happened yet. Who knows? But to say you're going to go all in and still have not really made a notable extension or move to prove that you are all in on 2024, it leaves Dallas in a very peculiar spot entering this season. I would say a lot of NFC contenders have improved. Philadelphia's gotten better in their own division. You look at a team like the 49ers that's not going anywhere. Detroit has all their core pieces locked up. The Packers are up and coming. They already kicked the Cowboys' ass last year in the wild card round. Like, if you're Dallas, you're trying to get to a place you haven't been in 30 years, yet you're not operating like you're trying to get there. You're kind of just saying, well, let's just see what happens. We're just going to run it back and hope. And I don't know. Like, do you want to commit to this guy long-term or not? Because if you don't, I would argue that trading him would have been a better move this offseason. That may sound crazy. You'd eat a lot of dead money this year. But what are you going to do if you play this year out? You're going to tag him and trade him next offseason if you don't want to keep him? I suppose you could go that route. But then his value's gone down. He's another year older. I don't know. I don't think Dallas is operating at a place of strength. I think Dak's in a really good spot in these negotiations, and I'm going to explain why here in just a moment. But first, help support the new show. Hit the subscribe button here on 4Verts. It's got a lot of positive feedback from a lot of you watching via social media on our first episode. We appreciate the love and support. And the more subscribers we get, the more content I'm going to be able to do on this show. NFL coverage, college football. When big stories are out there, I want to give my opinions on it. That is the goal of this show. So subscribe to 4Verts, an NFL and college football show by Chat Sports here on YouTube. Okay, you kind of take the postseason struggles beyond win-losses and just compare the numbers, right? You know, football in a lot of ways is a number sport, right? When we evaluate quarterbacks, eye test is huge, but sometimes numbers tell the story, and I think with Dak Prescott, it definitely does. His completion percentage goes down in the postseason. The touchdown-interception ratio goes down in the postseason. The QB passer rating goes down in the postseason. And sure, it's easy to say, well, you're playing tough competition every single game in the playoffs, whereas in the regular season, you're not. Well, yeah, that's true, but the great ones find a way. And Dak's numbers have gone down, and they haven't won. He's won 2 playoff games, one against Seattle and one against an 8-9 Tampa Bay Buccaneers team in Tom Brady's last year. That's it. That's his only playoff wins. He's lost to Green Bay a couple of times, Niners a few times, Rams once. Hadn't been super close in many of those. Again, that his rookie year against Green Bay, I still think is probably the best team he's played on. Now, he's certainly gotten better as a player since then, but Ezekiel Elliott was awesome. That offensive line was awesome. Defense was really good. Missed that opportunity, and you kind of felt like this team was coming. You had the best young QB rookie combo in the league. 2 rookies who were fantastic, and Zeke's back now, but he's a shell of himself. Obviously, times have changed, but you just – it's a tricky spot to be in if you're the Cowboys because, again, I think Dak has all the leverage here because if you're the Dallas Cowboys, here are your options. Trade him now, which this close to the season, pretty unlikely. Extend him now and make him the highest paid player in the NFL. Schefter says he's getting at least $60 million per year. Or you let him walk next year and someone else pays him that. I guess a fourth-ish option is a tag and trade, and that certainly could happen. But even if you do that, then what? What's your plan at quarterback? Cowboys fans know this. Like, before Romo and Dak, they were in QB hell forever. So, yeah, you could say Dak's not good enough and he's not going to get it done, and I'm not sure if he ever will. I think he's capable. I think we've seen his best football be good enough on a good team to go make a playoff run. We just haven't seen it in the playoffs. And are we going to? I think it's possible. But would I bet on it? I don't know. And maybe that's where Dallas is at this point, where they're just saying, you know what? We're just going to play out his contract and let this play out. But again, I ask you, Jerry Jones, what's the alternative to paying Dak? You're not going to be bad enough to pick a quarterback inside the top 10. So if you want to get someone high, and we saw this last year, first 3 picks, quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. So you really got to get into the top 5 to get somebody you want. You either have to suck this year, which they're not going to suck, or you have to trade a ton to move up. Now, maybe Dak helps you get assets to do that and a tag and trade. Certainly a possibility. Okay, let's look at the draft class. Is Carson Beck getting you where you want to go to? Certainly not as a rookie, I don't think. Shedeur Sanders, is he that guy? I mean, you want to talk about fireworks, Shedeur in Dallas. I mean, that'd be entertaining, but I don't think he's better than Dak right away. Quinn Ewers, keep the Texas kid in Texas. He's got talent. Is he ready? Jerry, at his age, wants to win now, and whether it's a reasonable thought or not, his best chance to do that is probably by extending Dak Prescott, and it's certainly by keeping guys like CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons around. I get with Micah, he's got the podcast, he hasn't played as well in the playoffs. You don't let guys like that go. There's been rumblings in the building, he's kind of a nuisance to deal with. Unless he's just a disaster in the locker room and off the field, you keep that guy around. He is a dominant football player. CeeDee Lamb is a top 3 to 5 receiver in this league. You pay him his money. Like, the Cowboys have got to evolve like the rest of the league and stop having this mindset of, well, the star on your head, on your helmet, you're going to get money off the field. It's not 1998, man. Like, you pay these guys what the market tells you, otherwise you lose them. And they're going to have to make decisions soon, and I'm not sure where they're going to go. I don't have a great feel for this one. I think they're going to end up paying Dak because, again, I don't think the alternatives are that great. And I think they're going to have to pay these other 2 guys as well. And they don't like to reset the market. That's what they're going to have to do at quarterback and probably at edge rusher too. I don't think CeeDee Lamb's going to get Jetta money. He's going to get $32, $33 million though. Like, it's going to cost a lot of money. And then you go see if these guys can figure it out. But I don't like how Dallas has operated this offseason. I think Jerry really set himself up to get ripped like this by saying they're all in, and they've literally made no notable acquisitions. I don't think their draft picks are going to have a major impact this year. So we see where it goes. And I don't know. Dallas, to me, feels like a 10-ish win team, a wild card team that punts in the first round again. And then we're right where we were next offseason, and maybe that means Dak in a different uniform. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Should the Cowboys extend Dak Prescott? Is he worth $60 million per year? Let me know yes or no. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're going to continue to plug out content, NFL, college football. We'll sprinkle in some more college football as we get closer to the season here on 4 Verts. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys next time.